Live from Fox 35 News, you're watching Good Day Orlando.
Well, right now on Good Day Orlando, a local high school football star shot and killed in a drive-by. 4 years later, police arrest the person they say did this. We have the newest developments in this case. Plus, the government gives the green light to crack down on squatters, how the new legislation makes it easier for homeowners to remove people living on their property illegally. And the search continues to find the remaining bodies killed in the Baltimore Bridge collapse. We'll tell you what's making these efforts a little more complicated this morning. Well, good morning, everybody. It is 4 o'clock on this Thursday morning. We are so close to Friday. Thanks for spending your morning with us. I'm Deborah Choe. Let's go and check in with Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson. And Jess, I was telling you earlier, the sky's a little spitting some rain this morning.
Yeah, it's very drizzly outside right now. Not a ton of rain falling, at least across the Orlando area, much of Central Florida. Closer to Gainesville, it's a bit of a different story. But right now, we're not seeing anything in the way of thunderstorm activity, just some passing light showers, enough to be kind of annoying and to need the rain gear, and also to possibly throw on the windshield wipers while you're at it. You can see just to the south and west of Disney and Celebration, Florida, that we do have a couple of very passing light showers. Also going to be just to the west of downtown Orlando, near the Villages as well. You have a couple of these spotty showers. Closer to Gainesville, though, Alachua, this is going to be right along Highway 441, where we have a few more of these heavier downpours. Again, no lightning at this time, but these will likely impact your morning. We take a quick jog to our north, closer to Jacksonville. That's where we have a much heavier rain taking shape, and we are going to be expecting a cold front to arrive later on this afternoon, and that is going to be helping to bring us some changes to our forecast just in time for the weekend. But as far as high temperatures for today, we'll make it into the mid to upper 70s, even the low 80s for a few spots, so noticeably cooler. But I'll talk more what we can expect for that weekend forecast that's coming up here in just a few minutes. But until then, Deborah, back to you.
All right, Jess, I'll take it. Thanks so much. Time now is 4:02, and developing this morning, a man is in jail 4 years after the death of an Ocoee High School football star. 4 people got shot in a drive-by shooting, but Dexter Rentz Jr. was the only one who died. Officers say Christopher Burke was the gunman. Now, the shooting happened back in April of 2020, right outside of Dexter's grandfather's house along Else Street. Orlando police do not know if he was the intended target. Dexter Rentz was 18 years old. He just committed to play football for the University of Louisville on a full scholarship. NBA Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal, who you see right here on your screen, paid for Dexter's funeral. We spoke with Dexter's family and friends right after the shooting, and they were heartbroken over Dexter's death.
They took a beautiful human being from the world, man. He was going to impact a lot of people. As you can see, he has already did that even in his death.
Dexter, he was a cool person. Like, Dexter, he'll get the clothes off the back to anybody. He'll make sure, like, you got something. Like, if you don't got nothing in your pocket, he'll make sure you got $1 in your pocket. Go to the can later or something, go get something to eat.
Well, Christopher Burke has been charged with second-degree murder and conspiracy to commit second-degree murder. Well, this morning in Seminole County, the suspect police say shoved a woman and broke her hip at a Goodwill store in Castleberry is now behind bars. Investigators say Jacqueline James attacked the victim, grabbed her by the hair, then shoved her against a wall, hitting her. Why? The victim was shopping with her service dog. We spoke to the store manager who actually saw the whole thing play out, and she says James became upset when she saw the dog. The store says shopping with the service dog does not go against their policy. Brandon Marquez, who trains service dogs, says this attack was uncalled for.
Yes, Castleberry police say this woman was shopping here at this Goodwill location when another woman saw her with her service dog in the store, proceeded to slap a laundry basket right out of her hand, then grab her by the hair. Jacqueline James is the shopper in question that we're talking about. We're showing you her mugshot on the screen right now. She grabbed the woman by the hair, shoves her against a wall, hitting her. We actually spoke to the store manager who saw the whole thing play out, and she told me that James became upset when she saw the dog, and that's when she attacked the victim. The store also telling me the victim had every right to shop with their service dog, as this doesn't go against their policy. Brandon Marquez, who trains these dogs, explaining this attack was uncalled for.
We have no idea why that person has a service dog. We have no idea what they've been through, and truly it's none of our business as somebody else just shopping at the same location.
Marquez also explaining service dogs are there to provide a service to their partners, and people with these dogs ought to be treated treated the same as everyone else. Now, as for James, she's facing an aggravated battery charge and was booked into Seminole County Jail on a $25,000 bond. She's due in court in May. Reporting in Castleberry, I'm Kelsey Cairns, Fox 35 News.
Kelsey, thank you. Well, in Orange County, 3 people are arrested accused of running an illegal after-hours bar inside a mechanic shop. The sheriff's office says deputies are committed to cracking down on these types of businesses, saying they are known to attract criminal activity and also violence. Well, this morning, Florida is cracking down on squatters. Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill into law that gives owners more rights to quickly get rid of unwanted people on their property. Fox 35's Manny Martinez has those details.
The neighbors are all fantastic. We've got so many kids on the street. It's just a great place to be.
Kids' toys line yards up and down Five Shire Drive in Winter Park. Justin Milcarrick has 2 boys of his own and says he wouldn't live anywhere else. But for months last year, he felt like a prisoner in his own home. Squatters took over the rental home across the street.
We feared for our lives, for the safety, especially after some of our neighbors were threatened by the squatters.
Milcarrick sent us these pictures of police officers outside the home multiple times. He and other neighbors called to evict the squatters, but officers didn't have that power.
As soon as they got up to the front door and knocked, somebody jumped out that window right there and took off down the sidewalk this way. And then the woman that was left ended up producing a fake lease, and that's how they ended up staying in the house.
And the person that ran?
I don't know if they caught him or not.
Milcarrick says he tried to reach the homeowner abroad. Court records show she started the eviction process against 3 people in August. It was carried out more than a month later. With Governor DeSantis signing a squatter crackdown into law, the lengthy eviction process could be slashed down to just hours.
You are not going to be able to commandeer somebody's private property and expect to get away with it. We are, in the state of Florida, ending the squatter scam once and for all.
The new law allows owners to ask law enforcement to immediately remove a squatter. It also makes it a felony to squat and intentionally leave more than $1,000 worth in damage. Advertising sale or rent without ownership, now also a felony.
There needs to be consequences for actions, for sure.
Are you sleeping through the night finally?
Yes. Unless one of the boys are waking me up, I am sleeping through the night. It's a good feeling.
Manny Martinez, Fox 35 News.
Yeah, definitely a big national story this morning as well. Another one we are following as divers in Baltimore recovered 2 bodies from the water after the Key Bridge collapsed on Tuesday morning. 4 other men are still missing, though. Fox 35's Rebecca Castor tells us rescue efforts are being made even more difficult by the weather.
A tragic finding Wednesday morning in the Patapsco River in Baltimore. The bodies of 2 missing construction workers killed in the bridge collapse.
Divers located a red pickup truck submerged in approximately 25 feet of water. Divers recovered two victims of this tragedy trapped within the vehicle.
Maryland State Police say tons of concrete and debris is preventing divers from reaching the other victims. 6 workers from Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras are presumed dead in the collapse, while 2 were rescued. Investigators with the NTSB recovered the data recorder from the cargo ship, revealing more details on what could have caused the collision.
Around 1:27 and 25 seconds, the pilot issued a radio call over the VHF radio, reporting that the dolly had lost all power and was approaching the bridge.
A hazmat investigator also found the ship was carrying 764 tons of hazardous materials.
Some of the hazmat containers were breached.
And now the cleanup begins. Multiple agencies are coming up with a plan to start removing the debris that's blocking ships from flowing in and out of the Baltimore harbor. With the port shut down, there are significant economic concerns that will be felt in the local community and beyond.
The national economy and the world's economy depends on the Port of Baltimore. The port handles more cars and more farm equipment than any other port in the country.
Maryland has submitted a request to President Biden for emergency relief funds, and Senator Chris Van Hollen says if anyone is found liable for negligence or wrongdoing, they will be pursued financially. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox 35 News.
Well, former Connecticut Senator Joe Lieberman has died at the age of 82. His family says it was due to complications from a fall. Lieberman was originally elected to the Senate in 1988 as a Democrat and chosen as Al Gore's running mate in 2000. He became the first Jewish candidate on a major party's presidential ticket. He later switched to be an independent back in 2006. Well, the time now is 4:09 and all systems are a go for today's launch on the Space Coast. The Delta IV Heavy is scheduled to lift off at 1:40 p.m. from the Space Coast. It will be the last time the ULA sends this rocket into space. The company is replacing the Heavy with the new Vulcan rocket. Its last mission to deliver a satellite into space is for the National Reconnaissance Office. Well, coming up next on Good Day Orlando, Florida is known for lightning strikes, right? But experts, they're trying to change that. So the tool one city plans on using to redirect the lightning bolts that come their way. Very interesting. Well, we have that story coming up right after the break. The time now is 4:10 in the morning. Good morning to you. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back. Time now is 4:12. We can't change the fact that Florida is the lightning capital of the world, but one city wants to send the lightning elsewhere. So Cape Canaveral is fed up with trucks, buildings, and equipment getting fried by bolts of lightning. So now the city is installing new tech to keep that lightning at bay. Fox 35's Esther Bauer was in Cape Canaveral and explains the city is tired of paying for storm damage.
It is a threat we face every year.
That threat was personal when Cape Canaveral's chief resilience manager's own car was fried from lightning in the City Hall parking lot.
It shut down a lot of systems and we had to go into emergency operations mode.
The same strike took out the generator and stopped operations at City Hall. That's when they knew they had to find a new way to keep critical infrastructure safe during storms.
We need to make sure that our continuity is up and running at all times, and being able to find new technologies that can help with that is one of our top priorities.
They're achieving that goal with this, a 30-foot pole on the roof of City Hall equipped with technology that's camouflage, hiding the building from lightning.
And it develops a dome around the entire building and prevents lightning from striking all the way out to the parking lot of City Hall.
Jay Cathari's company, EMP Solutions, designed the lightning prevention system. It's currently installed at 4 critical city buildings in Cape Canaveral.
A lot of buildings can handle a lightning strike, but when there's public safety involved, you don't want to have to mix lightning with people.
It's the opposite of a lightning rod. It sends lightning away by constantly balancing the electrical field from the sky and on Earth, so lightning can't form in the first place. And across Florida, EMP's technology is also being used on cruise ships, lifeguard stands, and sporting facilities.
In Brevard County, Esther Bauer, Fox 35 News.
Some really important, that's some really important technology to have, especially right here in Florida. And speaking of lightning, thunder, we're not seeing a whole lot of that in the immediate Florida area. We did see quite a bit of that yesterday morning. It was quite a loud morning for some of us, but right now we're tracking an area of low pressure that's working its way through northern Florida across the Georgia and Florida state line, and it's going to eventually work its way offshore. But it's the cold front that it's trailing behind it that's going to be bringing us another round of rain as we head into later parts of your Thursday afternoon, or really late morning. It's going to be closer to when we have some of those shower chances on the way. But we do have a couple of sprinkles out there right now in Orange County, especially near the Disney area, close to Celebration. That's where we have a couple of these sprinkles taking place. 0 lightning strikes, which is always good news, but it is a little on the windy side. We do have wind gusts as high as around 30 miles per hour in Cocoa Beach, 25 miles per hour in Melbourne, 31 miles per hour in St. Cloud, and up to 29 in Orlando. I heard it gusting this morning, so it's going to be kind of a breezy day. As of right now, though, here's a live view of our iDrive camera in Orange County, where we can see it's mostly dry out there, but we do have a bit of a wet sheen to the roadways, and that is something to keep in mind as you're traveling out and about this morning, because you don't want to you want to make sure you give yourself a couple of minutes just in case we do encounter any sort of traffic incidents. We don't want anyone to have to rush when we have some wet roadways out there. So here is today's setup. We do have a cold front. It's going to be, again, heading our way. This is going to be a part of our next system, and we have a couple of these spotty showers that will continue off and on here over the course of the next few hours, and then we're going to be expecting some improvements to the forecast as we head into the next several hours over the course of the afternoon. We'll actually expect some increasing sunshine, which will give way to a lot of improvements to the forecast over the course of today, and set us up for a really nice looking weekend. So as we head into the weekend, we are going to be expecting temperatures to be right around the mid 70s for our Friday. So for today, we have about a 50% chance of these showers, upper 70s for highs, and then for our Friday, a high of 76 degrees, plenty of sunshine, and then for Saturday, 80 degrees. So we're going to be warming up nicely just in time for the Easter weekend. And speaking of Easter, your Easter Sunday forecast, if you're heading out, maybe doing a little Easter egg hunt, I don't think we could ask for better weather. It will be a little on the warm side over the course of the afternoon, but not terribly humid. It will be downright beautiful, nice and dry. Temperatures over the course of the morning hours, around 57 degrees through 8 a.m. By noon, 77, and then through the 5 o'clock hour, about 82 degrees is what we're expecting for Easter Sunday. So really beautiful stretch. Looking at the next 7 days, you'll see that we do start April. It's going to be on a warm note. On Monday, 87 degrees, followed by 89 for the following Tuesday. And we do see another round of rain possible, especially near about midweek for Wednesday. So far, chances are pretty low. Right now, it's the best chance of rain we're going to see here over the next several days. Plenty of dry time, so if you are gearing up for spring break, or if you are heading in town or heading out of town maybe for spring break next week, we do have temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. All right, let's get a check of Skyfox traffic this morning, because things are looking good. Left of green on the map this morning. A couple of purple areas along the Florida Turnpike, which is where some construction's ongoing right now, and that does look to open back up here over the course of the next hour or two. But otherwise, we're seeing left of green on the map, and we'll keep you posted if we run into any sort of incidents or delays over the course of the morning. But until then, Deborah, we'll send it back to you.
All right, we will take it. Thanks so much, Jessel. We love Florida, right? And we love blueberry season in Lake County. Fox 35's David Martin was out at the Far Reach Ranch in Tavares to pick out some fresh fruit.
We recommend you take out the 5-pound bucket because, well, why not fill that up, right?
Absolutely.
Yep.
5-pound bucket will cost you how much?
5 pounds is $25.
$25.
Yeah, $5 a pound.
$5 a pound. All right. So are these the Optimists?
Yep, these are Optimists through this area. And you can see, again, when we pick, we try to keep the sun to our back, so that's over there. So you can see the full color of the fruit.
Okay, so let's talk about this one you got right here. The one on pink, we do not want to pick the pink one.
No, ideally not. It's still tasty, but it's a little sour.
And remember, you can always pick blueberries off the branch until about Easter Sunday. That's a pretty good deal. All right, that sounds well, coming up next on Good Day Orlando, more Americans are considering themselves forever renters. The latest numbers that has so many saying they never plan on buying a home. We're taking a live look through our Kia Center camera this morning overlooking I-4 as traffic is moving. A little bit of a gloomy start to the day, or a little more sprinkly start, I should say, for some areas of our Central Florida region. But of course, Jess is tracking all of that coming up after the break. We'll take a look at our Cool Today camera on iDrive this morning. Time now is 4:22. Well, new this morning, the Powerball is inching closer to $1 billion. Since no one won last night's drawing, the jackpot now stands at $935 million. So the one-time cash payout comes to about $449 million, the fifth largest prize in the game's history. Now, the last winner we saw was on New Year's Day. The next drawing will happen on Saturday night. Well, competitive prices, same-day delivery, and now prescriptions all to your front door. Fox's David Asman has this story and more in your Fox Means Business Report.
A rebound Wednesday on Wall Street. The Dow, S&P 500, and NASDAQ all rallied and snapped multi-day losing streaks. In fact, the S&P 500 finished at a new record high. Well, Amazon is placing another big bet on artificial intelligence. The company is investing an additional $2.75 billion into the AI company Anthropic. And this is on top of the $1.25 billion Amazon invested in them last year. Well, just hearing this might make a lot of workers sick. A new survey by the company Nectar Allergy shows the average person works 10.5 days per year while feeling under the weather. A lot of people say they'd rather power through than take a sick day because they're worried about what others might think. And this one may have you asking, do homeowners own their home or does their home own them? The company Real Estate Witch says the average person spends more than 11 hours a week working on upkeep and improvements. And it's costing more than just time because they spend around $8,000 a year on things like maintenance, repairs, and renovation. That's business. I'm David Asman.
Well, also new this morning in your Business Watch, renting is now cheaper than buying a home in all of America's largest metro areas. That's all according to a recent report by Realtor.com. Data shows because of elevated interest rates, mortgage payments in a starter home cost nearly $1,100 more than the monthly rent. Now, despite still higher rent costs, experts found in February rent prices in these areas actually went down in all different unit sizes. The report shows the west and south regions of the country had the most savings for renters. Well, the largest sports book in the country is now creating a new trade group to promote responsible gambling among its players. The Responsible Online Gaming Association includes FanDuel, DraftKings, and BetMGM. The company's pledged to support the association with $20 million in funds to address issues such as education and responsible gaming practices. Well, fast food chains like Wendy's and McDonald's say they are losing business, especially from lower income earners. According to a February poll done by Revenue Management Solution, about a quarter of people making $50,000 a year or less say they're eating less fast food, and around half say they are visiting fast casual and full service restaurants less. That's because it's just too expensive to go out and eat. Well, Apple will be paying AI catch up at its next Worldwide Developers Conference. It starts with a keynote on June 10th and runs through June 14th. The company will announce its planned fall software updates and also some new hardware. Well, coming up next on Good Day Orlando, pet bunnies are let loose in the wild, and it actually could create a larger issue for a neighborhood. What rescue organizations want you to know, especially as we head into the Easter weekend. Taking a live look through our downtown Orlando camera on this Thursday morning. You might notice some sprinkles as you head out the door. Roads might be a little bit wet. Of course, we are tracking a little bit of rain on your morning commute. Jess has all of those updates coming up right after the break.